Almost a third of southern Queensland has been declared a disaster zone after the worst floods in the region's history. Rain is still falling in many areas and hundreds of people across the state have been forced to leave their homes to escape the rising waters. The worst hit area is Theodore in central Queensland, where the army's been called in to evacuate the town. Water levels in the Dawson River passed the 1956 record. Bundaberg residents are also preparing for the worst. Many roads in the North Burnett area have been cut and the Burnett River has passed the 18-metre mark at Mundubbera, where people have been forced to leave their homes. In Chinchilla, more evacuations are expected, adding to the 40 people who were forced to flee overnight. And on the Western Downs, more than a dozen homes were evacuated at Dalby overnight. No one's putting a figure on the damage bill just yet, but there has been major infrastructure damage from Brisbane north to Rockhampton and west to Longreach. And then there's the cost of residents facing the heartbreaking job of cleaning up when they're allowed back into their homes.
The southern half of Queensland looks like an inland sea. Theodore is surrounded by water, and with the Dawson River still rising, authorities had no choice. The town had to be evacuated.
About 8 choppers there relaying people from the town of Theodore over to the neighbouring town of Marra.
There they'll be housed in a mining camp.
I can't recall this being having to be done before. Having to relocate such amount of people to another town is probably totally different to what's happened before.
The Army's now been called in. 2 Black Hawks will help ferry other residents out to safety. Further south, the rich agricultural belt of the Darling Downs is awash. Hundreds of millions of dollars worth of crops have been destroyed. The winter harvest simply won't happen. Hundreds of properties are going under, as is the regional hub of Dalby. At least 150 residents have been forced to take shelter in evacuation centres. Some left early.
I think most people were sort of fairly tentative about leaving. Yeah, they were just sort of sitting out in the veranda and just sort of watching us.
Car parks have become makeshift campgrounds. Graham Shakespeare is stranded after driving from a nearby town to restock essential supplies. His family is now trapped at home.
Well, they've got enough food, we hope, to last them for a few days, but this would have been to stock this up for a week and a half just in case. But now we're gone.
And in Chinchilla, they're still waiting for the creek to peak. There's more water steadily heading south to an already swamped town, and the residents just have to wait it out.
From the friends and people at contacts we've been talking to up the creek, the water's levels up there they've never seen before.
The damage bill could reach the billions. There's the clean-up and there's the damage to roads and bridges.
When all the water goes down, there's going to be massive road and major infrastructure damage.
Emergency relief has begun for people who've lost their homes and businesses.
We have also today activated personal hardship so that those people who have been affected by this significant event can seek the support that they need.
The emergency rescues continue as well. Police say people risking emergency workers' lives will be charged.
These people are literally putting their lives at risk to save fools, and that's something that we just cannot stand for.
It's still raining. Authorities admit they don't know just how bad it's going to be. Karen Berkman, ABC News.